wake up to the sound of rain, not the gentle tapping you hear against your window today. Not the kind of rain that tells you to slow down, make a hot drink, and spend the afternoon under a blanket. This rain is different. It is cold. It is endless. It has been falling since yesterday morning, and your small group has not moved from the shelter for 2 days. Your stomach is empty. The last time you ate was a small piece of meat shared around the fire. You know there are animals nearby. You tracked them before the storm arrived. You remember the broken branches, the footprints near the river, the direction they were moving. The hunt was almost guaranteed, but now the world outside has disappeared. The rain has erased the tracks. The ground has become a trap of mud and slippery stone. Every step carries a risk. A twisted ankle, a broken bone, a fall far away from the fire. And for a human living tens of thousands of years ago, one injury could mean something your modern brain rarely experiences, a death sentence. So you wait. No schedule, no alarm, no place to be, just darkness, hunger, and the sound of water hitting the earth. But here is the strange thing. Those endless rainy days may have helped create the human world you know today. Because when ancient humans were forced to stay inside, they did not simply wait for the weather to improve. They invented, they created, they learned. Rain was not just a problem to survive. It was a moment that changed humanity. Today, bad weather is usually an inconvenience. You check the forecast, you cancel plans, you stay inside. Maybe you watch a show. Maybe you scroll through your phone while the rain becomes background noise. Your brain has learned to see rain as something peaceful, something comfortable, something that helps you relax. But for most of human history, rain was a challenge that tested every skill your ancestors possessed. A storm could attack your body in 3 brutal ways: cold, flooding, predators. And surviving those 3 threats required something more powerful than strength. It required preparation. The first enemy was temperature. A wet human body loses heat dramatically faster than a dry one. Modern humans forget this because you have layers of protection everywhere. Clothes, buildings, heating systems, cars, insulated walls. But imagine removing all of that. Imagine standing outside with only animal skins protecting you. Your feet touching cold, wet ground. Your hair soaked. Your fire struggling. Your body trying to maintain the same temperature that keeps your organs alive. A long storm could transform a simple rainy day into a fight against hypothermia. And this was not only a problem in freezing environments. Even regions where ancient humans lived could become dangerously cold at night, especially during rainy seasons. Your body does not care that you are in Africa. It only understands one thing. Heat is leaving faster than you can replace it. The second threat was water itself. Ancient humans often lived near resources they needed: rivers, lakes, rock shelters, caves. But the same places that provided safety could become dangerous during heavy storms. Archaeologists studying prehistoric caves have discovered layers of sediment left behind by floods, evidence that water entered spaces where humans once lived. A shelter that protected you yesterday could become a deadly trap today. The third threat was perhaps the most terrifying: predators. Rain did not only force humans indoors, it forced animals indoors too. Large predators searching for dry ground could enter the same shelters humans depended on. In some South African cave sites, researchers have found evidence of humans and large carnivores occupying the same environments. Some remains show damage consistent with predator attacks. The cave was not just a home. It was contested territory, a small pocket of dry land where every creature was trying to survive. Human, predator, prey, all competing for the same space. So when the rain arrived, the first priority was not entertainment. It was survival. And survival depended on one thing: fire. Because fire was not simply warmth. Fire was technology. It was protection. It was the center of human life. It gave light when the world became dark. It allowed food to become easier to digest. It created a place where people could gather. It protected against animals that feared flames. Losing the fire was not a minor mistake. It could threaten the entire group. Scientists know humans controlled fire hundreds of thousands of years ago. Evidence from places like Wonderwerk Cave and Kesem Cave shows ancient humans were using fire far back into prehistory. But there is an important difference. Keeping a fire alive is not the same as creating one. Modern humans can make a flame instantly. A lighter, a match, a stove. Ancient humans did not always have that luxury. A dying fire could be a disaster. Some groups carried glowing embers over long distances. They protected them inside plant material or fungi that could hold a slow-burning coal, almost like carrying a prehistoric battery. When researchers discovered Ötzi the Iceman, they found that he carried equipment connected to fire making. Thousands of years ago, people understood something simple. Fire was too important to lose, so during a storm, someone stayed close, watching, feeding it, protecting it, finding dry wood hidden beneath tree canopies, splitting wet branches to reach the dry interior, using materials that could catch flames quickly. One person guarding the fire could protect an entire community. Because that small flame was not just burning wood, it was keeping civilization alive. But once the fire was safe, something else happened. Humans had time, and time changed everything. Inside caves and shelters, ancient people worked. They shaped stone. They repaired clothing. They prepared tools. Archaeological sites are filled with evidence of this. Small fragments of stone created during tool production. Broken pieces left exactly where someone sat and worked. Rain created something humans rarely had during normal life. Hours of uninterrupted focus. At Blombos Cave, archaeologists discovered evidence of humans processing ochre around 100,000 years ago. They found tools and materials suggesting people were not randomly collecting objects. They were following a process, grinding, mixing, creating. This was not just survival. This was planning. This was creativity. And then came one of humanity's most underestimated inventions, string. A simple thread, but a revolutionary idea, because string allowed humans to connect things, tools to handles, shelters to supports, materials to each other. At prehistoric sites, researchers have found evidence that humans were producing fiber technology thousands of years ago. At places like Chauvet Cave in Germany, researchers discovered objects connected to rope production. A small invention, a massive impact, because human progress is often built from things that look ordinary. A piece of string, a sharpened stone, a stitched hide, small solutions created during difficult moments. And rain also gave humans something else, comfort. At Sibudu Cave, archaeologists discovered ancient bedding materials dating back tens of thousands of years. People were not simply lying on the cave floor. They were creating sleeping spaces. They were arranging plants. They were making their environment cleaner and more comfortable. They were turning a shelter into a home. And then something even more surprising happened. Humans started creating things that were not necessary for immediate survival. They created art. Deep inside Chauvet Cave, ancient humans painted animals with incredible detail. Lions, horses, rhinoceroses, creatures moving across stone walls thousands of years ago. These paintings were not simple decorations. The artists understood movement, anatomy, behavior. They studied animals carefully enough to recreate them from memory. And these paintings were often far inside caves, places where nobody casually walked. Someone carried light into complete darkness. Someone spent hours creating something that had no obvious survival purpose. Why? Maybe because humans are not only creatures that survive. Humans are creatures that search for meaning. And storms may have given them the time to do it. Because when people are trapped together, something powerful happens. They talk, they teach, they remember. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner studied conversations among the Juhuanzi people of the Kalahari. She found that daytime conversations often focused on practical matters, food, resources, daily problems. But around the evening fire, stories, songs, and social conversations became much more important. The fire became a place where knowledge moved between generations, where young people learned, where memories survived, where a group became more than individuals. The campfire was humanity's first classroom, the first library, the first social network. Rain forced people together, and being together transformed them. But here is the twist. Rain was not always the enemy. Sometimes rain was an advantage. After a storm, the landscape changed. The ground became soft. Animal tracks became clearer. A hunter could read the earth like a map. Water sources appeared. Plants grew. Roots became easier to dig. Insects emerged. Food opportunities changed. The smartest groups were not the ones that fought against nature. They were the ones that understood it. Rain was not simply something to endure. It was information. It was a signal. It was a message from the environment. So what did ancient humans really do when the rain lasted for days? They protected the fire. They repaired their tools. They created clothing. They built technology. They taught children. They told stories. They painted. They imagined. The same moments that looked like forced inactivity were actually moments of human development. Because boredom is a modern luxury. Your ancestors did not sit inside a cave thinking about how little they had to do. They had too much to do. Their hands were always creating something. Their minds were always solving something. And maybe that is the lesson hidden inside the oldest storms. Modern life has given you comfort, but it has also given you something your ancestors rarely experienced. Empty time. A strange world where humans have more convenience than ever. Yet more anxiety, more pressure, and more artificial measures of success. You spend hours chasing deadlines, following schedules, racing toward goals that your biology never evolved to understand. Your ancestors sat beside a fire because they had to. You often wish you could do the same because your mind knows something your modern world forgets. Humans were not built only to produce. They were built to create, to connect, to tell stories, to belong. The next time rain falls outside your window, remember this. For most of human history, that sound was not a reason to hide from the world. It was the sound that forced humans to build the world. And the storm that once threatened your ancestors may have been the same storm that helped create you.